চাই পিছফালে গৈছে চিএম চাই পিছফালে গৈছে পিছফালে
চাব গৈছে
বেছি আগুৱাই যায় দেখোন কাকো ল'ব নিদিয়ে
কাকো ল'ব লাগে নিউজ টাইপ মাৰিব লাগিব তাত নহ'লে নহয়
ফোন যাব লাগিব
ফোন যাব লাগিব এনেকৈ যেন মাৰা যায় যে এনেকৈ দিব লাগিব
এনেকৈ যেন এনেকৈ মাৰিব লাগিব মই আগুৱাই যায় আহি মই কি মই কাকো ডিষ্টাৰ্ব কৰা হিচাপে লৈ আছোঁ
হা অঁ
মোবাইল
আহিছে 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 এইফালে আহিছে
নিৰ্মলা সীতাৰমণ টিভি চাই আছে টিভিত চাই দিয়ক মোক দিয়ক
দেখা পালি কাম কৰি ফোন করে দেরি করছি না
আমি বহু সোনকালে করছি আমার কম বেশি কাজ একদম 4টা বাজাতে আড়াইটা বাজাতে আমি
মোক 11টাত মাতিছে মই টিকটাও পাইছোঁ 3টা বজাত
অঁ অঁ মই পাই আছোঁ হেৰি চিএম চাইক পাই আছোঁ ঠিক আছে কোৱা
মোৰ লগত
কোৱা কোৱা কোৱা
টিভিৰ আগত আছে মই আহোঁ ভিতৰত সোমাই আহোঁ মই টিভিৰ আগত মই দেখা পাই আছোঁ
অঁ আধাৰবিলাকো
আজি এটা নিউজ পাইছোঁ
হেল্ল' অঁ এই মোৰ কামত আছে ৰ পলটো তুমি চাবা আকৌ মাজত থাকা সোমাব আৰু তুমি মাছ দলংখনৰ মাছ মানে তাৰপিছত বাকীখিনি নাও নালাগে মই ধৰিম দে
নাই অহা নাই অঁ আহিছে আহিছে আহিছে
आगे जाओ आगे मैडम टिकट पे दे
मोटो खुल जाओ मोटो खुल जाओ
अरे
How many small terminals we are doing?
Total 7 terminals, sir.
7 terminal, and this is the biggest.
Yes.
This kind of shops, man.
Traditional Assamese moraine, which
Hodai. We call Hodai.
it's been made by the miniature.
This is actually miniature. Yes, we have. Yes.
And ma'am, this is one of Science's
I discussed that with Vinny. We are putting lot of pressure to make more and more lactic fiber. But this scheme is going on very well.
what's the difference in the integrated command and control system? where we monitor not just this
কাগজকেইটা বিচাৰিছে মই আহিছে লাইভ ৰাতিপুৱা পঢ়িছোঁ কি আছে যে কিবা সুধিলে কি ক'ম এইখিনি কেইটা বজাত একো নাজানো অলপ ক'ব লাগে ন অলপ কিবা বেয়া টাইপ কৰি আছোঁ সুধিছে একো নাজানো পাৰ্টিৰ পিছত আহিছে
observatory. These will be little bit of cafeteria. Guwahati did not have this kind of by the these are all self-help. They produce they have done by themselves. So papers. Then they are offices.
ভালো 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 ওলাব এখন বিরাম सर उधर अंदर अंदर
नहीं अंदर नहीं इधर से बाहर
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we all have been waiting for the Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Srimati Nirmala and others. That's how the journey of the oldest sunset cruise of Assam, MV Manasar, from the gateway of Guwahati Terminal and jetty. With the state of MV Manasputra, this marks a new era in Assam inland water transport. I further request our honorable dignitaries to proceed towards the seat commission under the Assam Inland Water Transport Project. Ladies and gentlemen, this farewell ceremony marks the commencement of Sunset Cruise operation under the Assam Inland Waterways Company Limited.
Flag of war, you have to go.
Very warm welcome to the Honorable Union Minister for Finance and Corporate Affairs, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, the Honorable Chief Minister of Assam, Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma, and all esteemed dignitaries as they arrive at Berth 4 for the next part of today's program. We are honored to have your presence as we continue this momentous occasion, celebrating Assam's stride in strengthening its inland water transport and river tourism initiatives.
আগত সময় নাযাব
Presentation about the inland water sector in Assam, its challenges, and how this worldwide project has attempted to overcome these challenges. With your permission, ma'am, the Brahmaputra starts near the Mansur River. It crosses about 1100 kilometers towards the east before turning at the Namcha Barwa and coming in to India. It traverses a distance of 891 kilometers and descends only 100 meters in that 891 kilometer stretch. It covers an area of more than 6,000 square kilometers out of the 78,000 square kilometer area of the state. It is a very, it is perhaps a river without any parallel in the world. It has the fourth catchment area of the river of the Mississippi River system, yet has more water output than any other river in the world. Every second in peak flow, man, the discharge water is 70,000 cubic meters per second, which means filling up 28 Olympic size swimming pools every second now. And the year 1950 was a black swan event for the state. It modified the relationship of the state with its river irreparably. On the 15th of August 1950, an earthquake of the magnitude of 8.6 struck the state and irreparably changed and modified the Brahmaputra. A number of trees, artificial dams were created, and the entire riverbed was raised by about 3 to 4 meters. That decline that the river gradually started breaking, new channels started forming, and where initially had 2 active channels, we started having 4 or 5 active channels. The breadth of the river has increased by more than 50% in this 100 years, leading to erosion, changing river banks, broadening of the river, and impacting the most vulnerable sections of the society who live close to the river very deeply. It has also had a profound impact on agriculture, on industry, and infrastructure. Ma'am, if we can see a small satellite picture of the Brahmaputra here, we can see a number of shore landmarks which have been created in recent years due to the broadening of the river. Alongside the impact of the various sectors, there is a profound impact on the water transport sector this year. We carry 15 lakh people every year from the record of the water transport. Through informal and private channels, nearly 60 lakh people a year are transported through guided TV. However, ma'am, this travel is not particularly accessible, because channels and hearts are never recovered. They keep changing on a weekly, monthly, and a seasonal basis. As we can see, ad hoc systems have been created with hard shift on a daily basis and a weekly basis, and have to transition. And officials of the directorate and private individuals have to goes through these areas. And this impacts the most vulnerable sections of the population the most, including the elderly and the disabled. Just as an example, ma'am, this is not just a problem of economically weaker sections. The luxury cruise vessel which we just inaugurated, the maiden vessel, this is how it used to take its passengers to Bangalore as well. That is why, ma'am, this particular project, the World Bank project which we have started, has got a transformational change to the manner in which we look at water transport in the state. And an example of that, ma'am, thanks to you, the entire ministry and the vision of the Honorable Chief Minister, is one small example is the gateway of Guwahati. Ma'am, this is the location which we had chosen initially, which is this particular location for the terminal, and it was not based only on engineering standards. It was based on historical and economic necessity. Historically, over decades, 3.5 kilometers downstream and a kilometer upstream is the area which was used for transport to North Guwahati, Purva, Swaji, and other areas. Moreover, ma'am, Fancy Bazaar, where we stand, is the economic commercial cradle of the state. This is where people will come and go, and this is also turning into the tourist capital of the state. There were a number of challenges, and the site was not easy. As you can see, the discharge volume of the river from the lean season to the flood season increases about 50 times, from 1,700 cubic meters per second to 74,000 cubic meters per second in the flood season. The river recedes about 140 meters between July and February. Moreover, both erosion and deposition take place, and the speed of the river varies considerably. The initial idea which the Honorable Chief Minister had given was to provide a safe and accessible means of public transport. But given that Guwahati itself has been granted this particular bridge under the NDB project, the Guwahati North Guwahati Bridge, recently Honorable Prime Minister has laid the foundation stone for the Narangi-Kurva Bridge, and we are also looking to get the Palashwadi-Swalchi Bridge shortly. This opens up new avenues for our terminal, especially on the commercial and the tourism side. Last year, ma'am, we had more than 1 crore tourists in the state. Even if 5% of such tourists can be shown the beauty and the richness in Assam's waters, it will give them a new perspective about the state and this part of the country. There were a number of challenges, ma'am, largely related to the Indo-Bangladesh Protocol Group, which was used to bring in pontoons from West Bengal and to bring in large jack-up barges from the south of India. Despite those challenges, Larsen and Toubro and the state administration has its best to complete the project within a 3-year period. And this is just a satellite view of where we stand, how deep into the river we currently are, and how this is probably the only way to provide all weather services to our citizens. This is a short video, ma'am, which just explains how much the river recedes during certain times and why it is so challenging to deal and manage the river, let alone control it. From right next to the road, ma'am, water levels recede about 140-150 meters into the riverbed. And this is how we have just come up with a terminal to provide all weather access, and we've accounted for challenges related to climate change as well. Now, these are the mechanics, and this is what makes the bridge unique. There are 4 intermediate dolphins, ma'am, and lake spans which lead us 180 meters into the river. As the level of the water rises, the link spans rise along the pines through rollers and hinges, and provide access to the pontoon to where we stand today, which is also a floating platform. It was Honorable Chief Minister's initiative, ma'am, to ensure that the hydrology of the Brahmaputra is not affected in any way, which is why we had to make a floating pontoon, which does not impact the river, the hydrology upstream or otherwise. Ma'am, the project was developed at a cost of 305 crores, and we have recently gone into PPP mode and provided to considering providing it to a private party, which has proposed a revenue share of 24.11% to the government. government from revenue, ma'am, not profit. And we feel, ma'am, that including the private sector would be a good way to improve the entire inland water transport ecosystem in the state. And more than that, ma'am, help us in creating MRO, inland water shipbuilding, and cargo operations within the state. Largely, ma'am, as has already been mentioned, this is a hub in which we'll have multiple spokes across the state and perhaps even in the Bay of Bengal, where we can travel. And this will help open access to Majuli, Kaziranga, Dibrugarh, and a number of other tourist sites within the state. And we really hope, ma'am, that Assam, aside from being an industrial and knowledge hub, also becomes a tourism hub, which includes tourism through water as well, ma'am. We are surrounded by China, Bhutan, and Myanmar from three sides. There is only a 50-kilometer corridor in Siliguri which connects us to the rest of the country. Our only access to the world is the Brahmaputra. We hope to develop this access and use it to the best of our capabilities. Thank you very much, ma'am.
We express our profound gratitude to the Honorable Union Minister, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, for her gracious presence and heartfelt thanks to Chief Minister of Assam, Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma, Minister of Transport, Government of Assam, Sharon Muro, Minister of Finance, Government of Assam, Srimati Ashita Leong, and Minister of Public Health, Engineering and Housing, and Urban Affairs, Jayanta Mallabora, all the officials and guests who have joined us on this opening day. With this, we conclude the inauguration ceremony of the area of the Honey Local and Generally. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a pleasant evening.
আমি পিছত আছিলোঁ
আমি নিউজৰ মানে চব বস্তু লাইভ চলি আছে আমাৰ ভালো লৈছেন না সরি রবি যাম দে কি
ডিম্বে চাইডততো কমছে কম ডিম্বে চাইডত এইফালে লেফ্ট চাইডে যা ডিম্বে লেফ্ট চাইডে যা কেবল
মানুহটো ক'ত গ'ল যদি
you.